Hello my friends, today we bring you Jessica Alba's filmography. Camp Nowhere. A group of junior high kids don't want to go to summer camps chosen by their parents. They make their own adult-free camp and hire an ex-drama teacher to help. Venus Rising. Eve visits a prison island with her mother when a riot causes the owner to abandon it. She grows up there and escapes. She adapts to an advanced external world with experiences in virtual reality, etc. PUNKS. A group of misfit teens evade a corrupt scientist when they steal and attempt to return a suit that delivers supernatural strength to its wearer. Never Been Kissed. Josie Geller is ready for radical change. She is the youngest editor of a major newspaper, but has never been taken seriously as a journalist, despite being a highly competent professional. Idle Hands. Anton, 17 years old, is lazy, only eats, listens to music, and doesn't go to school. When his parents are killed, he realizes that his right hand is possessed and capable of committing atrocities. Paranoid. A model living in London attends a dinner party in the countryside. Her friend leaves and she gets stuck there. She is drugged, abused, and filmed. Who will help her? The Sleeping Dictionary. A young Englishman is sent to Malaysian Borneo in the 1930s to stay with a tribe as UK's colonial representative. A local woman helps him understand local tradition and language. Honey. Honey Daniels is a sexy hip-hop dancer who dreams of becoming a music video choreographer. She teaches hip-hop to young people in her community and encourages them to stay away from the streets. Sin City. The movie explores the wretched city of Basin City and tells the story of three individuals who are caught in the midst of violence and corruption. Fantastic Four. A group of astronauts acquire superpowers after exposure to cosmic radiation and must use them to oppose the plans of their enemy, Dr. Victor Von Doom. Into the Blue. The life of a couple of lovers completely changes when a friend of theirs buys a perfect yacht for them to search for treasures at the bottom of the sea. Knocked Up. Successful journalist Alison Scott encounters a major obstacle after a romantic night with Ben, a careless guy she met at a bar, results in pregnancy. Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Reed Richards and Susan Storm are about to get married. However, during the ceremony, something strange appears in the skies of New York. It's the Silver Surfer. The 10. The movie tells 10 stories, each inspired by one of the 10 biblical commandments, showcasing how behaviors considered sins can turn into humorous situations. Meet Bill. Bill has the most boring life in the world. He's a mere accessory to his family. He has a dead-end job at his father-in-law's bank and spends his time arguing with his wife. Good Luck Chuck. At the age of 10, Charlie Logan refused to kiss a goth girl during a game of Spin the Bottle, and she cast a spell on him. 25 years later, Charlie remains cursed and cannot find the right girl. Awake. While undergoing surgery, a young person awakens but remains completely paralyzed. Consequently, they are unable to communicate with the doctors to alert them about their condition. The Eye. Sydney Wells suffered an accident during her childhood that left her blind. When she regains her vision through a cornea transplant, she begins to see dark and terrifying images that frighten her. The Love Guru. Pitka, an American raised outside of his country by gurus, returns to the United States with the goal of entering the self-help business. Valentine's Day. Couples and singles intertwined in Los Angeles break up and reconcile under the pressures and expectations of Valentine's Day. The Killer Inside Me. Lou Ford is a law enforcement officer in a small Texas town and is dating Amy Stanton. One day, he is assigned to drive the prostitute Joyce Lakeland out of town. Machete. After being deceived and betrayed by the man who hired him to assassinate a Texas senator, a former federal agent launches a brutal revenge against his former boss. An Invisible Sign. Mona Gray is a 20-year-old loner who turned to math for salvation as a child after her father became ill. As an adult, she now teaches the subject and helps her students through their own crises. Little Fockers. Greg Focker has started to earn the respect of his father-in-law Jack Burns, but an important test is still ahead. Will Greg be able to prove that he is ready to become the next head of the Focker family? Spy Kids, all the time in the world. A retired spy is called back into action, and in order to improve her relationship with her new stepchildren, she invites them to an incredible adventure. Machete Kills. Former federal agent and Mexican vigilante Machete Cortez is hired by the President of the United States to track down dangerous traffickers in Mexico and prevent them from starting a nuclear war. SCOD. Carter can't bear the strained relationship between his parents, who have been divorced for 15 years. When his brother announces he's getting married, Carter seeks a therapist to help him. Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. Dwight has his ultimate confrontation with the woman of his dreams and nightmares, Ava. She can read minds and transforms herself into exactly what men desire. Stretch. A limousine driver has only a few hours to pay off $1 million debt. His luck changes when he picks up a billionaire passenger with eccentric tastes. Barely Lethal. At 16 years old, Megan Walsh is a young special operations agent, trained with the best. But tired of this life, she fakes her own death to start anew. Entourage. Vincent Chase receives a call from Ari Gold, his former agent and now head of a studio, with a project. Some of their ambitions have changed, but the bond between them remains strong. Some Kind of Beautiful. Richard Haig is a poetry professor at Cambridge who finds his soulmate, but only agrees to reconsider his hedonistic lifestyle after impregnating his beloved sister, university student Kate. The Veil. The movie will tell the story of a cult known as Heaven's Veil. During a religious ritual, all members of the group commit mass suicide simultaneously. Dear Eleanor. In the context of the Cuban Missile Crisis, teenagers Max and Ellie become best friends. And they share a common dream, to meet Eleanor Roosevelt, the First Lady of the United States. Mechanic, Resurrection. Arthur Bishop is forced to reactivate his criminal side when the love of his life is kidnapped. In the hands of the enemy, he is compelled to travel around the world to complete 3 impossible assassinations. El Camino Christmas. A comedy that humorously depicts the moment when a group of strangers becomes hostages during a robbery inside a store on Christmas Eve. Killers Anonymous. Tension becomes unbearable within Assassins Anonymous, a support group for killers, as everyone tries to figure out which one of them is behind an assassination attempt on a prominent senator. Who would you like to see in the next video? Write in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.